Hi, second grade turtles. Welcome to Grammar, Spelling, and Writing, all in one video. Today is Friday, September 18th, 2020. So let's start with grammar. We learned yesterday that there are 4 different types of sentences. There are statements, which is when we are stating something, and it ends with a period. So an example is, I like to read. There are also questions that end in a question mark. For example, do you like to read? There are commands that end in a period, and this is you're telling someone to do something or requesting that they do something. For example, read your book now. And last we have exclamation sentences. These end in an exclamation mark and they are said with excitement. For example, reading is the best. So using these 4 different types of sentences in our writing makes our writing more interesting. Now let's look at our spelling. This week we focused on the long vowel sounds for A and I. And we learned to make that long A sound, our word has to have a bossy E or a silent E, magic E, whatever you want to call it. It's when our word has a vowel, consonant, E. And for I, it's A, consonant, E. For example, if I have M-A-K, which isn't a word, but to pronounce this made-up word, we would say M-A-K, mac. This is a short vowel sound. But when we add that super E, it turns into ache. So the E is bossy and it makes the vowel say its name. Same thing down here. We have fin, n. But when we add the E, it makes the vowel say its name. So it says fine. And remember, we don't hear our E's on these words. They're silent. So this is the phonics pattern that we have been practicing this week that you watched a couple videos for. So this week you don't have a typical spelling test like we did last week on Seesaw. I didn't want you to have spelling and math tests on the same day. So instead this week we're going to use our spelling words and your knowledge of different types of sentences, and you are going to write 1 sentence for each spelling word. So you may look at your spelling words because you need to know them, and make sure that you spell them correctly when you write it down. And use different types of sentences in your writing, so that way you can practice your different types of punctuation. Also make sure that the beginning of your sentence and any names are capitalized. And circle your spelling words in the sentence so that way it draws attention to those words, and that way you notice them, that you're using your words with long vowel sounds and that super silent E. So you can do this on lined paper or in a notebook like my example right here, but I want you to actually write them. I don't want you to use Seesaw and type. So use pencil and paper, practice writing different types of sentences using your spelling words. And they can be silly, like the furry dragon spit out the sour grape, or they can be more serious and realistic. It's up to you, but write 1 sentence for each spelling word. Use different kinds of sentences, so have some questions and commands and exclamatory and statement sentences. and circle your spelling words. Thank you, second graders.